As the farmers' protests intensify, the Congress has now fully decided to back the ongoing farmers' agitation against the centre, against the 3 farm laws. Joining me tonight is Randeep Singh Surjewala. He is a senior Congress leader. He heads the media wing of the Congress party. Thank you so much, Mr. Surjewala, for joining me now. As I mentioned, the Congress is fully backing these protests, but the BJP continues to maintain that this is double standards and this is hypocrisy because you promised the very same thing in your 2019 Lok Sabha manifesto.
Srinivasan ji, first of all, let me say as a farmer, citizen, as also as a congressman, why is Prime Minister Modi so arrogant? Why is Bharatiya Janata Party so obstinate? Why are they treating the farmers in such an insensitive fashion? For 20 days now, 16 farmers have died. Lakhs of farmers are on Delhi borders.
But
Yet
Mr.
this
Surjewala,
government
Mr.
fails
Surjewala,
to listen to their grievances.
yeah, but Mr. Surjewala, you may argue that the government is arrogant or not, but I come back to the point that the question I asked you is that the BJP says, and if you look at what your manifesto says, it clearly says the Congress will repeal the Agriculture Produce and Market Committees Act and make trade and agriculture free from restrictions, which is exactly what the government has done.
If you read the next clause of the same manifesto, it says that we will create farmers markets on a cluster of 10 villages. Srinivasan ji, I am a farmer myself, if I may take 30 seconds. What happens is that a grain market, which we call the mandi, has classically now an area of 30 to 50 square kilometer. 90% of the farmer owns 2 acres of land. He finds it difficult to even carry 30 kilometers away because he doesn't have tractor trolleys. We wanted to create the model that Rahul Gandhi ji and Congress party had created. We will rename APMC as a farmer market, which is only a nomenclature, and create a market on a cluster of every 10 villages. So instead of 42,000 farmer market or mandis, you would have had 200,000 farmer markets or mandis. So we were not...
Okay, the fact, Randeep Surjewala, is that you may call it this or that, that's hair splitting. At the end of the day, you will essentially be bypassing the mandi system had you come to power and implemented this manifesto, which is exactly what the Farmers Bill does as well.
No, you have to read, that's why I said you have to read this clause with the next clause.
Okay.
And the next clause says we will create farmer markets on a cluster of 10 villages.
Okay.
I'll tell you, the logic was simple.
I'll come to that. Let's leave that aside for a minute. The wider point here is that you are trying to piggyback on these protests to bolster your dwindling fortunes, because if you look at a range of elections recently, whether it's the Bihar elections or the Hyderabad municipality elections, it's been the Congress that is systematically collapsing and the BJP is surging.
First, let me say Bihar is a stolen public mandate and everyone knows it. I don't think so. They won in ballot. They won through the returning officer's kripa on about a dozen seats. Otherwise, UPA would have been in power there. But that apart, this is not an electoral fight. Bharatiya Janata Party is wrongly projecting it as an electoral fight. This is a livelihood fight. A livelihood fight where lakhs are sitting there. Can a single union minister go and sit there for one night in 5-degree temperature? They will be in hospital with pneumonia next day.
But
farmers are sitting there for 20 days.
Mr. Surjewala, the point is that it is not about the farmers, it is about their crisis, it is about the crisis within the Congress. And I come back to what I was saying, that many of the reasons why the Congress is seen to be doing so badly is because you still are struggling with the leadership crisis, something which even your own leaders within the Congress are publicly speaking about.
Well, let me say about Congress leadership. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi is currently the Congress president.
In an interim capacity.
And in the election to the new president have been already cleared by Congress working committee. There is a election authority which is in place. It is about to freeze the electoral list and elections will be held hopefully over next 60 to 90 days. So what is the dichotomy? Mr. Rahul Gandhi was elected president for the full tenure. He took responsibility, moral responsibility, and had the courage to resign. Party elected an interim president.
Yes.
A new president's election is taking place now. Election authority is in place.
Yes.
And a new president will be
The
elected
problem,
soon.
the dichotomy or the problem appears to be that even though, as you say, Rahul Gandhi has stepped down formally, he continues to proxy steer, do proxy backseat driving of the Congress party.
Can I turn around and say one thing? If people wants to see Srinivasan Jain and his show, then who is anyone else to change that? Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the undisputed leader of the Congress workers and the ordinary Congress person. They love him, they love his sincerity and dedication, and they love his sense of purpose. Ultimately, anybody can contest. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is not telling others not to contest. I am not saying Mr. Rahul Gandhi is preventing, or Sonia ji is preventing, or Randeep is preventing anyone from contesting.
But realistically, Randeep Surjewala, will there be a contest?
The Central Election Authority will give full time for any congressman and woman to come forward and submit their names for the post of president. Sonia ji also was elected in a similar fashion. Please do not forget.
Right.
Both Jitendra Prasad ji and Mr. Rajesh Pilot contested against Srimati Sonia Gandhi.
Sure.
Sharad Pawar ji also threw his hat in the ring at that time and then withdrew. So it's an open field for anyone to come and contest. And whoever the Congress leaders and workers and party electoral college chooses, that person will win. What is the problem?
What would you...
But have you ever heard, one line, just one line, Srinivasan.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of an election in BJP? Was Mr. Amit Shah ever elected by the ballot of BJP workers or JP Nadda ji?
Well, that's two wrongs don't make a right. But would you, Randeep Surjewala, be willing to accept a non-Gandhi as president of the Congress?
It is not up to Randeep. It is not up to Randeep Singh Surjewala. My vote lies with Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but I am irrelevant. It is the electoral college of the Congress party that will decide.
Right.
And whoever they decide, both Sonia ji and Rahul ji will accept it. Why not? Each one of us will accept him or her.
Okay.
So it is the electoral college of the Congress workers, men and women, which will decide the new president.
Okay. But as of now, coming back to the bill and your battle with the BJP says that they are not, or the government says they are not calling a winter session of parliament because of the fears of COVID, and they claim that they reached out to a number of leaders of cross-party lines, including the Congress, who seem to agree with them. But you, on the other hand, the Congress, on the other hand, is claiming that's not the case.
I think it's a travesty of democracy. Parliament, does it even subsist as an institution? Or has it not been subjugated to the whims of one man? The truth is, parliamentary democracy as we knew it from Pandit Nehru's time is under systematic, designed, diabolical attack by the Prime Minister of India and the ruling party.
No, but specifically, has the BJP, has the government reached out to you on this or not? Because your leaders on Twitter at least are denying this.
This is absolutely incorrect that they ever reached out, or Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary ji or other leaders of the Congress party ever agreed. Parliament is an institution that has to be regarded, respected and adhered to. Government is accountable to them. But this government has made Parliament subservient to the whims and fancies of the one man, that is the Prime Minister of the country.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much indeed, Randeep Surjewala. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you.